Good morning, students. This is Atish Kumar. In this lecture, I'm going to present the Poisson's and Laplace equations, okay, which is a part of electrostatics, right? So, what is actually Poisson's equation and what is the Laplace equation? What is the basic importance of these equations? And we will also try to derive these Poisson's and Laplace equations, right? So first I'll try to derive these equations, then I'll tell you the importance of these Poisson's and Laplace equations, right? So to derive this Poisson's and Laplace equation, first we'll start with the equations that we have derived earlier, okay? So you can start like this. We know that the expression for Maxwell's equation from Gauss law, in electrostatic field, right? Because we are deriving it in electrostatic field, we obviously take the Gauss law in electrostatic field, and that equation is divergence of electric flux density is always equal to rho v. Call this is equation number 1. Okay, so now we will also try to take one more equation, which is the relation between E and V. Okay, that also you try, because I'm writing it as we know, because we have derived already. You no need to derive those equations here. We know that the relation between E vector and V, okay, V is a scalar there, is E vector is equal to minus del V. E vector is equal to minus del V. Call this is equation number 2, right? Next, we will also try to use one more equation. If you can remember these three equations, that is enough to get the Poisson's and Laplace equation. Third equation is we also know that the relation between D vector and E vector, okay, which we have derived already. We know that this expression or this relation is equal to D equal to epsilon into E, where epsilon is the permittivity of a medium. Call this is equation number 3, right? So let us use these three equations to get the Poisson's as well as Laplace equation, right? So what we now do is, it's very clear that you will try to take this del dot D equal to rho V and substitute this D in first equation, right? So substitute 3 in 1. Please write substitute here. Don't just write 3 in 1. Substitute 3 or third equation in first equation. So what you will be getting here is del dot of epsilon into E is equal to rho V. Okay, so but what will happen here is this epsilon you cannot say now it's a constant. Okay, even if it is a constant, but we don't know that. Okay, so for making that epsilon constant, you have to consider that medium is a linear isotropic medium. Okay, so now let us consider the given medium. The medium is a linear isotropic medium. So what is the meaning of linear? D is directly proportional to E. Okay, when D is directly proportional to E, obviously D equal to epsilon E. Okay, so it's a simple thing that everybody know. In that case, epsilon will simply become constant. Okay, this is a condition for a linear medium where the D vector is always directly proportional to E vector. Okay, so now this epsilon can be considered as constant. Simply bring that epsilon outside. This is mandatory. Without mentioning this particular point, if you take that epsilon out, that is not right. Epsilon, now you take it outside, and the divergence of E will be equal to rho V. Okay. Now we know that E is equal to del V minus del V, that is from equation number 2, that I am going to substitute in this. You can call this is 4 and substitute for 2 in 4. Substitute 2 in 4, then what you will be getting is epsilon into del dot minus E equal to del V, which is equal to rho V. It's a very simple derivation, but only thing is you need to use the steps in a proper way. Okay, so minus you bring it out, minus epsilon, del into del V is equal to rho V. But we know very well that del dot del is equal to del square. Del dot del is equal to del square, that is epsilon into which is del square V, which is equal to rho V, right? Now you send this minus epsilon to the right hand side. Therefore, you will be getting the final expression as del square V, which is equal to minus rho V by epsilon. Minus rho V by epsilon. You try to take this in a box. Okay. In the exam, it is always better to keep all the expressions in a box. That looks better. And this, I'm going to call it as Poisson's equation. Okay. So this equation is called Poisson's equation. But what is Laplace equation? Okay. So you know very well that this del square in rectangular coordinate system is simply in rectangular coordinate system, its expression is del square of V will be equal to dou square V by dou x square plus dou square V by dou y square plus dou square V by dou z square is equal to minus rho V by epsilon. Okay, this is just in rectangulars. You need to remember the same del square, which is also in terms of cylindrical and spherical coordinate systems, right? Now, what is Laplace equation? Okay, let us try to derive Laplace equation from the Poisson's equation itself. Okay, so from the Poisson's equation, right? So what is Poisson's equation? Which we know is del square V is equal to minus rho V by epsilon. Okay, this is the equation which we call it as Poisson's equation. Now, how can we make this equation to Laplace equation? Okay, so this particular equation is valid for a medium. Okay, for a given medium. For a given, we can say linear medium. But the best example for the linear medium is free space. Okay, in free space, which is also a linear medium, because we should not deviate from the condition that we have taken. We have taken that that medium is a linear isotropic medium. So I'm just considering free space is the medium which we are now considering. So this free space should be a linear isotropic medium. Okay, so obviously the free space is the best example of linear isotropic medium, right? In free space, what will happen? Okay, in free space, this epsilon will be equal to epsilon naught and rho v will be equal to 0. Okay, so what happens to this Poisson's equation now? Del square v is equal to rho v 0 by epsilon naught, which will give you 0. This del square v is equal to 0 is called as Laplace equation. Laplace equation, right? So these are the derivations of Poisson's equation and Laplace equation, but you should write about these Poisson's and Laplace equation. Okay, so I'll just give you a simple way of exact usage of this Laplace equation. That is, del square V is equal to dou square V by dou x square plus dou square V by dou y square plus dou square V by dou z square is equal to 0. There V is the potential. Okay, V is the potential or scalar potential. Okay, that we know very well. V there is scalar potential, which is obviously looking like it's a function of x, y, z. But in this particular case, if V is a function of all the three, then this particular expression of course may work, but we cannot able to calculate the potential. Okay, that's the reason this particular Laplace equation will be used to find out the potential when only boundary conditions are given. Boundary conditions, that boundary conditions only in a particular spatial coordinate, either it is x or y or z. It cannot be a function of all the three. Okay, what happens if you consider that V is a function of all the three? Okay, so then you cannot able to calculate V by using this Laplace equation. So the main condition that you have to use, or we can use this particular Laplace equation for determining this potential only when the potential is a function of one independent variable. So here note is potential V is a function of only one independent variable. One independent variable. If you are considering it in rectangular coordinate system, either this must be x or y or z. Okay, let us now take V is a function of only x. Let us consider V is a function of x. Okay, I'm just giving you an example here. When V is a function of x, what happens to this equation? It's very clear that when V is a function of x, this is with respect to x, it cannot be 0. But when V is a function of x, this will become 0 and this will become 0. Then what happens to this dou square V, which is a function of x, by dou x square is equal to 0. Now, by using these boundary conditions, you have to find out the expression for V. And that boundary conditions I am just taking here as at x equal to 0, let's say V is 5. At x equal to 5 meters, let's say V is 10. This is just an example. Don't try to write it in exam. Okay, just for understanding purpose, I am giving you. Okay, from the second order partial differentiation, okay, how do we get this V? Okay, this V you will always get on integration. Okay, let us take integrating on both sides, of course, with respect to x. Okay, then what you will be getting is dou v by dou x is equal to integral of 0x, which is just a constant. Let us call it as C1. But we want V, so again integrating with respect to x, then now what you will be getting is V equal to C1 into x plus another constant is, let's say, C2. Now what you do is substitute x equal to 0 here, substitute x equal to 0, x equal to 0, if you substitute, V is 5 volts plus C2, right? So from this, it's very clear that C2 is equal to 5 volts, and substitute x equal to 5 now. V is as it is. Okay, V is 10 now, 10 volts, and C1 is, we have to find out, and x is 5 now plus C2. Plus C2 is 5. Then what you will be getting from this expression is C1 is equal to 1. then V will be equal to C1x, C1 is 1 plus 5. This is in terms of volts. So if V is only a function of this X, then we can able to get the expression for the potential when boundary conditions are given. But V is if it is a function of Y and Z, then you cannot able to get the expression for the potential by using Laplace equation. Okay, so that's what is the importance of Poisson's equation and Laplace equation. The importance of Poisson's equation is also when potential in terms of xyz is given, you can able to get the volume charge density. Okay, when potential is given, you no need to go for first finding E, then D, then rho V. Okay, first you have to get E equal to minus del V by using V, then D equal to epsilon E and del dot D equal to rho V. You can avoid these many formulas and just in one formula, okay, you can able to get rho V when V is given in terms of XYZ or only XY or only X. Okay, that's the importance of Poisson's and the Laplace equations in electrostatics. Okay, thank you very much. If you like my videos, please subscribe my channel.